Thank you.
I'll save you some time, Robert. I have nothing more to say.
What?
I don't think I can make it any plainer than that.
You're gonna make this a whole lot harder on yourself. Let me point out a few things to you. There are 3 points in this life, 3 people standing between you and absolute freedom. Jackson, Elsmo, and Ballantyne. Now, me, I'm on your side. But there's only so much I can do. You want immunity? You want asylum? You've got to start telling them a whole lot more than they already know.
I'm sorry. I can't do that.
Maybe you're not understanding me here. I'll rephrase it all. You want to walk out of here a free man? You got to start naming names, Grant. You tell us everything you know, Elsmo won't prosecute, but the guy's got to have more tangible information to prove you're on our side.
How do I know he won't prosecute anyway?
Well, Ballantyne and Jackson have already guaranteed that. Look, spilling it all is your best guarantee, Grant. Besides, it'll help Jake's case.
Excuse me, Commissioner, your wife's here.
Yeah, tell her I'll be right with her.
Yes, sir.
Well?
No. No, Robert, it's too risky.
How?
Let's say that I tell you everything I know, right? I name names.
Right.
What guarantee do I have that Ballantyne and Jackson won't just say thank you very much and turn me over for Elsmo to prosecute anyway?
I think they have a little more integrity than that.
Now tell me, Robert, aren't they the same gentlemen responsible for giving you the phony microfilm?
Okay. Point taken. All right. They promise immunity. You tell everything.
A promise can be broken.
That's the best deal you're going to get. Think about it. I'll be back.
How's Grant?
Confused?
And you?
More of the same.
Well, perhaps a few hours away will help.
Yeah, well, I'm going to be here for all of the day and probably most of the night.
Oh, remember, we were supposed to go and visit the candidates today.
I forgot. I wanted to wish Lee good luck, too.
I can do it for you.
You would venture into the camp of the enemy?
Well, just because he's your candidate and not mine doesn't mean to say that I couldn't go and wish him good luck from you.
Oh, what a sweetheart you are.
Can you meet me at the dock later on?
Well, I'll try. Let me guess. You'll be the one standing there keeping the seagulls off Luke, right?
Something like that. Would you send my love to Grant and tell him that I'm sure everything will be all right. After all, he's got Celia waiting for him.
Yeah. I wish it were that simple, love.
No way that I am going to make that kind of promise.
Why not? It's a legitimate request.
You cannot expect us to guarantee immunity until we find out what kind of information this man has to give.
That's right. Maybe he's given us some names, but he's holding back on others.
If we grant him asylum based on what he tells us, how do we know we're not getting false information?
I don't think he'll do that.
Now, listen, just the fact that he's been reluctant so far proves that he is still loyal to the DVX.
Look, I think it's obvious he's on our side.
You don't have to say it again, Robert. The disc, right?
And look, by returning it, he's proved his loyalty.
No, it doesn't prove a thing. I mean, maybe he wants to stay in this country so that he can work as a double agent.
That's absurd.
Gentlemen, this has been going on for hours. Can't we come to some sort of agreement?
Don't you ask Scorpio? He's the one holding up the works.
Look, I'm merely trying to point out
That Grant turned in the disc. We know all of that. It's not an issue at this point.
We're not getting anywhere, gentlemen.
Okay. So what do I tell him?
He spills everything, or I prosecute.
So what's the guarantee you won't do that anyway?
No promises, no deals.
Wait a minute. Let's
No,
talk.
a full disclosure. We want names.
Urge you again, vote no on gambling. And if you can, vote yes for me, will you?
Very good.
I I feel distinctly out of place.
Oh, good. For a minute there, I thought you'd switched your allegiance.
Oh, not a chance. No, I was just here to give Lee Roberts good wishes.
I'm here because I'm on my way to work.
Well, now we can stop being suspicious of each other's motives. Were you down at the dock?
Yet, oh, Holly, I wish you could have been there. So many people turned out for Luke.
Oh, wonderful. I'm going to go down there myself as soon as I've delivered Robert's message.
I can't. Oh,
Lee.
Holly. How nice of you to come.
Well, Robert couldn't make it, but he did want me to give you his best wishes on your success for tomorrow.
Well, that's very kind of you.
I'm surprised that the press aren't here.
Hoping to bring bad news back to the enemy camp.
Perhaps.
Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but they've already been here.
Well, I think they're already bored to tears with all the political rhetoric, tell you the truth. After all, tomorrow's their big day.
Honey, I hope you'll remind Robert about the victory dinner tomorrow night.
Oh, I don't think he'll be at Luke's party.
Oh, you.
You Spencerites never give up, do you?
I meant Lee's victory party, you silly. At the Versailles Room.
Oh, boy, my wife really blew it. Now, here's her opportunity to go to a party at the Versailles Room, and she'll be with Luke.
Celebrating our victory.
Listen, let's continue this debate in where it's warm, shall we?
I have to get down to the dock.
Oh, come on and have a cup of coffee. It'll give me my last chance to sway you to our side.
Well, I'm afraid I'm unswayable.
Well, I'll give you a cup of coffee. It's free.
Coffee?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Oh, I told him to fill the cups just half full. Nobody drinks a full cup anyway.
It's very generous of you to supply the coffee, Edward. Thank you.
Yeah, I just hope it's money well spent.
Oh, Edward, I think it was an excellent turnout. We're really terribly optimistic, aren't we, darling?
Yeah.
Well, I wish I could feel the same way. I just had the most disagreeable hour with Mrs. Greystone.
But she has always been one of my biggest supporters.
It was the most conservative member of the board, and she all at once decides that Luke Spencer will make the most marvelously progressive mayor.
She's right, he will.
Impudence runs in that family.
Mr. Baldwin?
Yes.
I was wondering what you think of your opponent's explanation about this spy business.
So this blasted business about Grant, he's got the voters all in a quandary. Holly, do you have any idea how the attorney's office is going to feel about Grant?
Oh, I wish I did. Even Robert doesn't know. He's working on it right now.
Don't tell me. They didn't go for it.
Pretty obvious, huh?
Very.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry. I did all I could.
Thank you, Robert. I'm sure you did.
I'm assuming, he Grant, that you are on our side.
I think you know the answer to that.
Yeah, I know it. That's me, Robert. But, you know, the gang of three out there, they're not too sure. They're not quite sure where your loyalties really lie.
Oh, come on. How can they question my loyalty? I returned the disc, didn't I?
History as far as they're concerned. You've got to start naming names, pal. Look, they're suspicious for you enough as it is. You clam up now, they're going to assume you're DVX. They'll act accordingly. Huh?
Well, I guess I don't have any choice then.
Meaning what? You won't cooperate, they prosecute. They'll use your silence against you. You know that. They're going to be back here shortly. They're going to want to interrogate you, and they're going to expect something. Now, are you going to talk, Grant?
Are revamping the waterfront so that we're comfortable to live here and to work here if we can't get other people from Port Charles to come in. That's why I think the second biggest issue for us is the transportation system. It needs to be totally revamped. We need more buses.
So I get a job.
buses,
Who's
we have
going to
more
take care
work.
of my kids while I'm working? The neighborhood daycare center.
I remember.
We don't have one of those. You will if you vote for Luke.
Hey, look.
Robert, welcome to my nightmare.
Oh.
Freeze-a-thon.
Brass monkey weather down here. A couple of bags of those chestnuts, thanks, love.
No, I got it. Thank you, love.
Oh.
Tipper?
This is on him.
Like old times, eh?
Just like old times. How are you doing? Nice to see you. You know what I like about the cold? It keeps my campaign workers on their toes. As a matter of fact, your wife, what was her name?
Holly?
Yeah. Yeah. She's really working hard for me, man. She's walking around here threatening people with bodily discomfort if they don't vote for me.
Wish I had her on our side.
Now, speaking of your side, what you doing, man? Why aren't you out hustling up some last-minute votes for my worthy opponent?
Well, at the moment, I'm engaged in a less pleasant assignment.
Grant?
I've got to get back. I'm only on a break.
How's it going for him?
We'll know by tonight.
Well,
Spencer.
I must say, you dealt with that efficiently.
Well, I was on the spot there. But I meant it.
I know. I like what you're doing down here, Luke.
Thank you.
I am freezing. How would you gentlemen like to give me a warm arm?
And yes.
And these blue lips.
You know, if you manage to make this thing work, I'm just going to gag calling you Mr. Mayor.
You know, if I manage to make this thing work, I'm just going to gag if you do call me Mr. Mayor.
You want to bet?
She's right. In fact, call me Your Honor. Excuse me, I got to talk to my constituent.
Your Honor?
All right. Now, how did you get to England?
Plane.
Who was on the plane with you?
I don't know.
Come on.
I don't know. I was given an injection as soon as I boarded. I awoke at our embassy in London.
And that's when Andre Chernin ceased to exist, yes.
Yes, exactly. I was given all the credentials I needed to finally become Grant Putnam.
And then what happened?
A DVX operative instructed me to go to the Dorchester Hotel and ask for Grant Putnam's room key.
Yes, you've told us all that.
Yes.
The man who instructed you, what was his name? I'm getting tired of all this.
I'm getting tired of this too, Mr. Elsmo. I have told you every move we made, every minute detail.
The only names you have named is Gregory, Natasha, and Ida.
People we already know about. Everybody else you call DVX operatives.
Now, what were their names?
I can't remember. There were a lot of people involved. I can't remember every single name.
All right then, Grant, let's take them one by one. What was the name of the DVX agent who directed you to the Dorchester in London?
Grant.
I don't remember.
Oh, brother. All right. Who arranged for you to be placed in Port Charles? And we already know it wasn't Natasha and Gregory.
What was the man's name?
What was the name of the person in Chile who kept you informed about what was happening back here and directed you to return home?
I don't remember.
Think.
Look, the guy's worn out.
Robert, we're all worn out.
Okay. Then we'll continue this tomorrow.
No, I am fed up with this stalling.
In that case, one more day ain't gonna make any difference, is it?
I don't think anything is going to make any difference.
All right, gentlemen. Okay. All right. We resume tomorrow.
I'll wait here until the guard gets back.
I told you. He's still on the side of the DVX.
Why, Grant? Why won't you talk to those people?
Look, pal. I hope you know what you're doing here. I really do.
Holly! Holly?
I'm up in the sauna curing waterfront frostbite. Join me. Celia, it's Robert.
Have you heard anything?
Well, not exactly. We're having some problems.
Problems?
Yeah, it's Grant. He stopped cooperating.
Why?
I don't know. He'll tell us some things about his past, but he sort of stops short of naming names. I have no idea what's causing this. I wondered if you might have a few suggestions here.
No. Grant can be very stubborn. What are you going to do?
Oh, I keep trying to convince him.
Robert, I really know you're trying to help. I want to really think.
If he doesn't come around, I may ask you to talk to him.
Well, I'll think about that.
I don't know, Holly. I'm stumped. I don't know why Grant won't talk.
Maybe he's afraid.
I think it's more than that.
Aren't we lucky? We have each other. We're safe.
We're warm.
At last.
Oh, such devotion. You out there freezing your numbers off for old Curly Top.
Actually, I quite enjoyed it, you know. It was so nice to see how many people really care for Luke.
Seeing him win means a lot to you, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. I want him to be happy. You do understand that, don't you?
Of course.
Perhaps winning the mayor's race will prove to him that he can trust people again. Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Do you think he has a chance of winning?
To be honest, no, I don't.
Why not?
Several reasons. Start with, he's too young.
Do you think that you could work with Luke when he wins? If he wins when he wins.
Guess I'd have to.
But would you want to?
Be interesting.
Could be like old times.
No. Never be like old times. Could be close. Hey. Could be a whole lot of fun. Terrific, in fact. Are you thirsty?
I'm getting rather hot.
I would say done to perfection.
Well, you brought the champagne with you for a reason, I assume.
Yep. Definitely a reason. Mind you, it's completely eluded me at this stage. I remember the good old days of champagne. You know, when one used to have fun with it.
You know...
Yes?
Why did you do that?
Seemed like a good idea at the time.
But it would be a shame to waste it.